Right, so this is lapel throw. Now, I do like lapel throw. The main reason I like lapel throw is because I'm little. You may have noticed that, I don't know, maybe not. So I'm 5'6" and I weigh about 10 stone. Lapel throw is designed for a short person to throw a tall person. It really is not designed, did I stress that enough? Really isn't designed for the tall person to throw the little person. And I'll show you why and I'll explain why and everything else. But I do like it because most of the population are taller than me. They're 5'8", 5'10", 6 foot. They're taller than me, which makes this an ideal throw for me. So we'll talk about, there's a lot of potential errors with this throw. We're going to go through the throw nice and slow, and then we'll talk about the risks and the kind of, what do we call it? Fool's corner, or is that sort of a bit nasty? I don't like the word fool, really. Crazy corner. We'll call it crazy corner. Crazy corner, we'll make mistakes. You heard it here first. So, Dennis is going to punch me. I'm going to block the punch as normal. I'm going to grab hold of, you grab hold of his arm, but we just discussed this. If I grab hold of his arm, I'm going to grab some flesh. Now that's painful, look. You grab flesh, it's painful. But that's what I would do. If this was for real, that's what I would do. I wouldn't mess about with anything else. I rarely throw people with no clothes on. So as long as you've got a t-shirt on, that'll do. I'll grab the t-shirt. So I'm going to grab whatever's there to grab. So I'm going to grab his gi in this case. Then, with my right hand, it's a right-handed throw, I'm going to grab hold of his lapel, and I'm going to turn my hand all the way in. Can you see that? All the way in. I'm not going to allow this to happen. And I'll explain more about this in a second. So all of that goes in. My elbow, right elbow, is underneath his armpit. I turn all the way around and I curl him around. Look at low again. Curl him around my body, and I'm going to bring him all the way round to my right. Once he's there, I've got this lapel already. I can use the other one to cause a choke. So let's go this way once more. The punch comes in, block the punch, grab the gi. Grab his lapel. Now, if it's tight, and if the tags are done up on these uniforms, by the way, these will rip. Every time I throw someone and the tags are up, they rip. So I usually now, I get them to undo the tags first. Jiu-jitsu judo came out of jiu-jitsu. Or on judo uniform, judo gis, they don't have tags. Ours do because we use thinner uniforms because they're more karate based. But it's the same thing, we just don't tie the tags up. So, punch goes in here, grab there, grab all of that. So I'm going to pull this out, look, as much as I need there, and I'm going to wrap that around. I need this uniform, this t-shirt, this bit of clothing to allow the throw to occur. So I'm there, then this one goes underneath there. Then I'm going to curl and get low with my knees. I try to keep my back as straight as I can, but I can't keep it very straight for the throw. And then I just lift and curl, lift and turn. So lift and turn, lift and turn. Your turn, please. Okay, cool. So, like I said, it's designed for a short person to throw a tall person. So, well, not that much taller, about the same size, but you know, a taller person. Now, you can cheat a little bit. I say cheat, it's a sort of tip really to make the throw work better. If I keep him at the height he's currently at, that makes the job more difficult for me. So I grab him here, I keep him the height he's at, and then I've got to try and fit around that height. So what I do is, I grow him a couple of inches. So we block on here, we grab, and I bring this up. So that's effectively enlarged him a little bit. Then I hook under here, see he's up on his toes now, I've got to put some force under his armpit, and then I curl him, and so one more, a little bit quicker. So I block in. So it can be done quickly, as long as you get nice and low underneath the throw. Mistakes you see, please.
Yeah,
so a breather.
The most common mistake we see is with the wrist. You've grabbed the gi, you've grabbed here. What happens is people don't turn his wrist, so they go from here, they turn the back, and when you try and throw, what's going to happen is you're going to get a lot of pressure on your wrist, a lot of pressure on your elbow. So
on your shoulder as well,
it
affects everything.
So what you want to do with this is turn the wrist to the back of the hand is against their chest and your knuckles are facing forward and away from their body. So we're here, we start from there, don't leave it there, turn it first, get low, and then at this point your fist should be facing away from you.
Brilliant. So getting low enough is important. We don't tend to put a really small kid with a really big kid or a really small adult with a really big adult, because as I say, well, unless the small person is doing the throwing, of course. So with kids now, try and match them up about the same sort of height, same sort of build, to give them a chance. If you've got a big build person who's shorter than you, that is the most difficult person to throw with a lapel throw. It is a good throw, but you've got to kind of pick your opponent with this one a little bit more. With judo and in competitions, because it's weight-based, then the person doing the throw will decide on the best throw given his opponent. Where ours is more self-defense based. So if he punches in here, I might take out his knee, I might hit him in the groin, I might smack him in the face. These are all weakeners that we apply. Once I'm happy that he's shaking around all over the place, then I can execute the throw. But that's another thing. Anything else for lapel throw? I think we've done it. We've covered all lapel throw.
Safety points for any finishes.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, no, I'm sorry, asking.
Okay. No, I thought you had an idea then. Right, so finishes. Well, as I said, you've got lapel, hold on to the lapel when on the ground and just squeeze in the very end to finish. That's a fairly obvious, fairly simplistic finish based on the position you're in. Safety points, well, break falling. We've covered break falling on another video, I believe. Yeah. So look that up on the list as well. Basically, it's hitting the floor hard with your hand, dissipates the energy, and there's less pressure on the rest of your body. Again, it's fairly simple physics, really. The main safety point is this wrist. If you allow your hand to lag, if you allow your hand to lag there, then it's putting pressure on your shoulder, pressure on your elbow. If you're doing throws in the class, then talk to your coach. If you're getting pain in a certain area of your body, talk to your coach. It could be that you need to do more work in building up muscle strength in that area, or it could be that you're doing one of these mistakes that the coach hasn't yet noticed, and that's what's causing your problem. Again, if he's tied up here, I would, I end up like this sometimes. You need to pull that gi out so you can get the position you're in order to get it. The other advantage of this is that, we don't be nasty with the kids, but there are extra little bits you can put in here which are make it a bit more painful. So if I grab him here and put my knuckles, his knuckles into his chest. So I blocked here and I pinched some skin, that's made a face. Then I'm grabbing on here and driving my knuckles into his. All of these things are little added bonuses we put in order to give it a little more pain.
Thank you for that.
No problem at all. So that's the lapel throw. So we're going to do one each to finish off. Lapel throw. Thank you.